Hello there everyone and welcome back. We had ourselves a couple of straightforward matches there. The very first one, I have to say, with the space station assault was a really weird experience for me there, for multiple reasons. For one, the battle station did not have access to emergency repairs, while that probably would not have made much of a difference, mind you, considering the orcs were ramming me and I had only 25 armor on that thing. I feel like I was thrown off quite a bit because of other factors too. For one, I decided to pair my Auroras and Eclipses together, and that's a bit of a mistake because the hotkeys were completely off. Never mind the fact my control groups were a little bit different too, but the main concern I had, main issue I was having, which you may not have realized and I may not have explained the best, was my false maneuver for my Eclipses and Shadow. Never mind, I think it's for my shadows, but more the Void Stalker and Eclipses have the falls maneuver on V, whereas for my Auroras, it automatically switches over, okay, it's on C. That on top of a bunch of other things, like I mentioned, the control groups, and that felt like I was really thrown off for that match, because if I was a lot more effective in my early aggression, I feel like I still could have won that, all things considering. All things considering how awkward that matchup was, because again, 25 armor on a space station that can't even move, so it's kind of forced to get rammed by the orcs eventually. And, of course, it's like I wasn't performing the best too, so with that all said, let's continue on here. And also, I'm just curious, yeah, hotkeys for my Void Stalker is still the same, so that's part of the problem there, because unfortunately I'm not able to actually switch the hotkeys around. It's kind of like prioritized based on maybe the order of the skills. I don't believe it's alphabetical order, mind you. I just know there's like a consistent theme of some kind of like the stasis bombs, auger disruptor, all being in consistent places there, even if I were to reorder them differently. But with that said, let's try and continue on with the leveling experience here. We're getting really close for my first Eclipse getting level 8, and I'm hoping to get some serious matches in. A lot more intense matches anyway. Alright, Eldar mirror match there with Calimar, so I am half contemplating going with the Void Stalker kind of pulsar reliance again, although I still feel like that's a huge liability. And more so, I'm more tempted to go with the Eclipses instead of the Auroras in that case, because more health pool, so they're better to resist the damage of the Maelstrom. The torpedoes are less of a liability because I have less of them, and I'm basically trading off for star cans, which without a doubt should help contribute. I do dislike the idea of going so top heavy though. I really do despise this route because I've been enjoying the Auroras so thoroughly, so immensely, and they've been working pretty well just in the raw damage front, but in this situation I don't think torpedoes are all that helpful. I am going to see how this works, and then if I can get another victory, I'm going to experiment more with the Arcanites a little bit, to try and practice maybe a little more slower play rather than being more aggressive, but I am curious to see if this actually makes it better. Assuming Calimar still lets its hull field dies down, that's kind of the big thing that's going to make or break this composition, because I don't have the bombers to basically serve as an easy way to reach his ships, because the torpedoes he can easily dodge out of the way, let's not kid ourselves, but the bombers, they can hunt them down. They'll probably get shot down mostly, especially if you can get a false maneuver or boost out of reach to potentially get 2 attacks in with his, I'm losing my train of thought because I had a plan for my formation here, and I think it's going to be like Aurora, Void Stalker, and 1 Eclipse on for each hot group here. I don't know if I want them so grouped up, mind you, or spread out rather. But hopefully, this will help minimize the effectiveness of the Maelstroms. I don't have quite the mobility. I don't know if that's really a concern, mind you, but I naturally went with the level 9 too. Extended sensors probably would have been useful here to an extent for the star cans, if nothing else. At least for the Void Stalker, but I am curious to how this goes, and I lost my train of thought of what I was saying before I got distracted, mind you, but I am curious to see how this performs, if it goes a little bit better for me or not, because I can listen for him. It's not too terribly difficult, because I hear humming over on the left. So that's where he started. So I know where he's gone there. Hell, I didn't even need to turn off the audio. I heard the humming there, even with it died down a little bit, so it's not intrusive for me. Now it's just a question on how to best handle this, because the Aurora and Void Stalker grouped together works decently well because they're automatically just spreading out. It may not be the best for capitalizing my damage, but he is a little bit moving to the left there. Let's keep an eye on it. And I'm hearing humming on the right too, so let's be mindful of that. I don't know what the scariest threat is, especially with him having 5 ships, mind you. And lack of extended sensors is another consideration I need to be mindful of. Because I hear him there. So, and I hear another ship over here. The question is, which one's the Void Stalker, and do I really want to go after that? Alright. So there goes a beacon, I don't care about that. And did he just maelstrom? Okay. That's fine. I'm fine with that there. So 2 bombers on the left. We do have extended sensors, so... And this is already out of vision. This will be fine here. And I think I got a little bit too close because I wasn't paying attention to our little... well, the bombers... Okay, so never mind. I did get rid of that. This is going to be a little bit questionable, but on the plus side, I keep my hollow field. So he is... I don't think he's silent running there. He is silent running there, and let's try and discourage the some. This is really questionable play, mind you, but I am curious to see how this works. Because I am flying the Maelstrom there. We have a ship on the right, so... Can I do damage? Because he's not... He already launched his bombers and they failed, it feels like. That's what it's looking like, so I think I'm kind of okay trying to do damage here.
Yes, Commander.
Now, can I get the pulsar hits I want? Keep an eye on this Eclipse, because this is going to be a pain. There, and that negated those bombers thoroughly, so Auger Disruptor went amazingly well here. Why didn't that target? I saw it did, and he almost burnt all his cogitators already, so that's also a plus for me, to an extent. Maybe I took more Maelstrom than I would like. And they, okay, so he did silent run. That is the one downside to not actually having this all set, having the extended sensors, which is a little unfortunate here. But we are flying away also from this, and yeah, and even my Auroras doesn't have extended sensors, so that's the huge liability there. But we have vision. We got repairs going. We negate the bombers, and that was badly timed. But we do have means to deny once my stasis bomb goes up. Let's try and weaken these things up. And keep an eye out. Okay, my hotkeys are really getting messed up for some reason now, it feels like. I'm not sure why, and I don't quite like it. But let's deal with some Solarises somehow. Also, let's keep an eye on this. He did use all his cogitators, so that's actually a huge advantage for me. This clump, not so much, mind you. And I do have fighters to easily deal with that, so that's not a concern either. Can we kill these off? We did get a critical hit. Yeah, I am really worried about not having the extended sensors. This is a huge liability for me. But that Solaris is dead. Let's try and kill the other one. I don't know where it went exactly, mind you. I can cheese this still. Mike warp jumping. Get moving. Oh, he is warping out, so it's level 7. I'll let it go. I'll let it go. Because I can appreciate Lane gains experience still, if only to an extent. This is going to be really weird, but there goes like 200 of his points there.
Yes, Commander. We obey. Returning.
So get moving. The Void Stalker can take these hits. I just gotta keep vision, which is gonna be tricky. Come on, boost forward. That was badly timed, mind you, but... And the bombers are not actually coming after me, so I'm kind of okay with that. So, if only I had in Falls Maneuver, what I could have done is use that Eclipse to keep vision so the bombers could contribute. Oh no, I'm wrong. They are kind of chasing after me, I think. I'm not quite sure, to be honest. But, let's see, 3 ships left, one of which is a Void Stalker. So, yeah, it is kind of chasing after me, so... Alright, we'll take these hits then. I was a little bit thrown off by the positioning. I guess they were my bombers. Since we are playing a mirror match, after all. So... So everything get in there. Aurora, you do not. get moving. Yeah, the assault run is a little bit of a noise because he is going to get me in the stasis bomb. But I am at least out of the maelstrom, if nothing else.
Your death was foretold.
Now let's get on out because I think we're going to get hit by the bombers, or was those my bombers? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't remember. I do have another maelstrom to throw on these things. Hopefully it's enough to do the damage necessary. And those were... yeah, that's going to be also a pain, trying to figure out which ones are my bombers and which ones are his. A little irritating, but... can we finish this off? This is looking really damn salt. I am taking a lot of hits, though. And let's see. I don't have Auger Disruptor. Oh, okay. I do, but that may have been a mistake. A little preemptive. And it was level 9, mind you. I was hesitating, maybe letting it live. But, ooh, I hate those void explosions, especially at a good range like that. That was damn salt there. That felt really damn salt, even though technically I didn't get much opportunity to abuse his movement, or lack of, mind you. It's really weird. Because in all honesty, I hinted at it a little bit. I'm worried I'm just playing against the player, not so much against Eldar. Which normally isn't really a bad thing if it was like the championship series, mind you, but I genuinely want to learn if I'm doing the right thing or not. I feel like this should not work, in all seriousness. But yet it is. That felt really salt. And it's hard for me to know, as I was doing the battle, if I was doing anything crucial that was led to that success, mind you, because it felt like I did a lot of random stuff. I did mess up my control a little bit, every now and then. But in all seriousness, this should not be working right. He has the bombers. I'm relying heavily on torpedoes for 3 of my ships, so he can easily negate most of those because of the fighters. And of course, the fighters are a little more reliable because they chase after my ships, where torpedoes, of course, are dumbfire. So I'm dumbfounded with that said, but we did learn one important thing, though. Those extend sensors, especially with me forgetting to take a level 10 over the level 9, was actually is really damn valuable for that matchup. I still genuinely question if the Auroras are the right ship to have extend sensors, because they almost, at least for the Auroras themselves, they quite literally don't need it. It's just the convenience of me being able to auto-engage and not micromanage as much as I do, because as soon as they saw it run, you saw it there a little bit, that my ships just stand there and do nothing, and if I'm not on top of that, that can really backfire for me if I don't have constant vision, but I am still happy with that regardless. I just don't know what I'm happy about, with that said. Alright, so it is Calimar again there, but like I was saying, we'll try to go back to the Frigate Swarm, because I am confident that there is real potential in the Frigate Swarm. Maybe not the Eldar ones because of how easily those maelstroms can damage me, especially with Calimar in particular having all maelstroms, mind you, so it may not be the best choice, I'm not gonna lie, but I want to experiment with it more, because I had amazing success with my Space Marine fleet, and because they have shields to easily negate the maelstrom, that's not a big deal. But I was theorizing maybe going with the Void Stalker. I don't know if I'm going to have enough frigates to justify this, but I don't know. I really don't know, in all honesty. I just know I'm forced to field 2 cruisers there. Minimum there, so Shadow and the Void Stalker with this strategy of relying on the Star Cannons as opposed to the Pulsars is a good idea. With the Void Stalker, of course, with what I said way back when I was fighting Calimar before, being able to abuse the lack of hollow fields without it being a potential liability, because it does easily have 4 bombers and more, well, Star Cannons are pretty much as potent as the Shadows. It has less of them, mind you, but they're also more powerful with that said, and even better range, so I am intrigued. I could go with the top-heavy fleet again with the Eclipses, but hell, if I do the same thing over and over again and gain nothing from it, then it's not really the point of what I want. And apparently I'm already identified. But one thing I feel like I learned with the Frigate Swarm is the tight clump is a huge liability, at least going aggressively, when I don't have the shields. I think it's still a good idea with the Space Marines or anything that's mobile, mind you, to have that tight clump, because they help protect each other from the heavy bombers that are sure to be coming. But this may not be the best. It probably wouldn't work with the Eldar, what I found out, at least boosting through it aggressively as I did. So, this may not be optimal, this may not be what I like, because I feel like 2 shadows in all Arcanites would be better, or at least 8 Arcanites would be better. This at least has the Voidstalker being more of an anchor for me, a little bit. It's going to be pretty vulnerable, I feel like, once everything else dies, mind you, but he said he would be willing to let my non-level 10 ships warp out, so once my frigates die and it doesn't seem like I have a good vantage point to win it, then I'll probably just warp out. But I do want to play with the Frigate Swarm more, because I feel like, at least for ranked mode, I feel like that it's good to get this figured out for Eldar at least. I feel like anyway. This is different. It feels different anyway, but it's really close to just my 2 shadows and 8 Arcanites, with that said too. And I do know where he's at, and he's decided not to commit to assault running. So I think that point got across there. It's not the most reliable. I was aware of the ships on the right, but I have to be constantly aware of it, mind you, because it didn't seem like he was moving them at first. Because if I tunnel visioned on the targets on the left, the 2 Solarises, I could have easily caught me flat-footed. Even though ultimately I still chased after the Solarises, with that said. Now, I don't have extended sensors on almost everything. I gotta be careful again of the Maelstrom, so I don't know how's the best play this. I feel like spraying out and just being ready to dodge the Maelstrom's a big deal. Okay. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to his count, but where's the Maelstrom? Okay. So we can easily dodge this. Let's just turn around. We'll use these ships to... Do I lock on? It's a big question, because I could go sideways and potentially dodge this while still shooting. Sure, he burns a second Maelstrom, but if he burns a second Maelstrom on these things, that's okay. Because they're still shooting. They're still doing damage. And while this may not be his true fleet that he's been utilizing before, I still like I still want to practice with the Frigate Swarm more. At least it gives me more options. I was really reluctant to go with like the battle barge and all that, mind you. Let's boost away there. He is using all his cogitators, so that is also a huge advantage for me some. Can I boost away? Because this is where the frigates protect each other, as I was hinting before. Did I boost with it? No. I thought its boost was still up, so that was a failing there. Just a tiny bit, because of, again, the Maelstrom, and the fact they don't actually have the solar collectors too, which is the 5-second reduction on the Wraithbone ship, so if that was a cruiser, that probably would not have just happened right there. Oops, I'm using my own cogitators too. Let's be careful of that. So, oop, that took a lot of damage, but it's still alive, considering it has no armor and all that otherwise. So we will get vision at this momentarily. In fact, I could gain vision. I can hide now because of the gas cloud, with that said. Now, Shadow's going to be on its own. I am partially jammed, but the Voidstalker can still see. The Voidstalker don't care. I just don't have Maelstroms to abuse his power like he is right now. So do I really boost in there? I feel like I should, just to kind of catch him off guard. No, he's doing complete retreat. And his bombers are gaining the frigates, mainly because I'm not paying attention to them. I'm looking for the color contrails, in all honesty, so I'm not doing the best job of actually watching for the bombers, with that said, for that reason. So, it had promise, but now we're basically 2 for 2 as far as the frigate count, the frigate losses. We are slowly getting wedged into a corner, though, and all his cogitators are gone, and I wasted a handful of mine, though, so as far as micromanagement, I have the convenience of knowing when to micromanage. Oh. Let's see if this hits some.
We have found the enemy.
Okay, we're gonna chase after this. We're gonna try and get aggressive. Let's see. Now, gotta keep an eye on bombers. And I want to get super aggressive on these things. They are Solarises, mind you, so... And I'm messing up on this control a little bit. Yeah, especially since my Voidstalker's no longer moving because of my own, let's Let's see.
Infinity circuits active.
This is a mistake. This is probably a big mistake, but
As you wish.
let's try it.
Yes, Commander.
So,
We obey.
he is firing the maelstroms, the Eldar. I have Shadow here. Now, the question is what to prioritize, because beacons are on every single ass. So,
Swiftly.
I probably should just brace for impact with that said. My ships are going to get detected really easily. And that didn't work very well, but I am getting myself rammed, so let's be careful.
Setting sail.
Let's try and kill off the Solaris. Oh, I got heavily damaged because of his bombers too, so that may have been a big mistake with that said. I thought I didn't get rammed at first, but I guess that's not the case. Alright. And since I micro warp jump, there's no way I can get on out, so it had promise. I feel like there's something to the Void Stalkers there. But as it stands now, my control is faltering.
The Eldar stand ready.
Yeah, this is a bit of a mistake. I regret nothing though. Let's maximize our damage.
Ride the solar wind.
Yeah, he's gonna ram me now there. That should still go in my favor nicely. Ah.
At your service.
Because these Arcanites should be working just fine there. They have the damage potential of almost a Solaris. I'm seriously wondering though, did I get hit by all those bombers? That may have been what... Because that Shadow seemed like it did not get rammed and it had plenty of health still. So I feel like if that still has health, that would have been better for me. Otherwise, I just flew into like 8 bombers. Which, thankfully, this thing survived. So that was probably my big mistake there. Although, let's see, what would have been the alternative otherwise? I honestly don't know. Because I launched my... I dived in there expecting to launch my bombers and Solaris as I went by, but if he launched all his fighters and bombers, that probably meant they did absolutely nothing because of the sheer number advantage, so... I am curious. I am willing to commit to the frigates more, but... I'm trying to figure out what's the big flaw otherwise. The lack of Maelstrom's a big deal. Because with beacons on me, I can't take advantage of the Sam Hand favor. Which is one thing. Because if he just stands there, I just can force him to move and get out of position with a Maelstrom easily enough. So Sam Hand might be my biggest crutch with that said. Hard to really say. Hard to really say. Well, you're different there, Teppy. I should be excited for maybe fighting against orcs? Hard to say, because I have no idea what to expect from them. I'm still dreading having to experience the sap cans that could ignore my hollow field in all seriousness. I am really worried about that encounter. The real question, though, is he going heavy fighters? Or is he actually going that route? That I couldn't tell you, so we'll just play something a little more generic, something I'm used to. I have a few ideas on what I want to do against the hollow field negating saps. I have a few ideas anyway to help make things a little bit better for me, but it might involve me playing really passive early on. But the catch there is it gives him more time for his micro warp jump to recharge, assuming the orcs are even using them, which, considering they don't have high energy turns and all that, and that serves as like the only means for orcs to reposition themselves quickly and rapidly, I think it's a safe assumption we should always assume orcs should have a micro warp jump on hand, at least on their ships, because that ability to reposition is devastating if you don't take it into consideration, because it's supposed to be one of orcs' main weaknesses that you can abuse, but not the case, of course, with that, even if it is on like a 3-minute cooldown. But we see 6 ships, so this is very much all cruisers and all that fun stuff there. It's still a question of what he's utilizing. And I think I want to try separating his fleet some. And I haven't... Let's see. I want to try and move my torpedoes to kind of intercept. All the while, let's just get ready to dodge. We have beacons coming. And I have no idea if he's aware of using the engine humming there to track my movement or not. Because I was using it to great effect against Calimar in the first match, so it is something I seriously need to be aware of. That my position could be compromised if I rely on Salt Run too much and get caught off guard. Because I demonstrate that can work. I don't know how well it can work, because I don't know how accurate it is for pinpointing the exact location, mind you, for like a beacon at least. But at least it makes it really difficult for me to actually flank.
Eldar stand ready.
And he is spreading out. The idea is to keep that going. Separate his ships to the best of my ability, so maybe I can punish and jump whatever is by itself there. I think that's kind of what I want to do. Make it easy for me to capitalize on it. Gonna be hard to do. I see a potential target on the right though. We'll see. I should have aimed my torpedoes a little bit better. I just gotta make sure I attack when my torpedoes are back up though. And they'll be up in 15 seconds, so that should be more than enough time. I just don't know whether to expect what to expect here. Beacons or what? Because he is firing a torpedo salvo, but I have fighters for that. I should be okay. Is this a frigate? No, it's a terror. So go on in. Let's. Oh, he is level 5, so he doesn't quite have the upgrades. He does have to reduce sap speed though. So I hate to ruin his day too much, but it might just happen. With that said, and he did boost past most of the pulsars, but I don't think that's going to be very prevalent on its own. And shock attack cannons too. Let's be careful of that. And this may have been a mistake because one of my pulsars didn't fire, and I'm about to fly myself right into more torpedoes. Okay. Well, that was slick, wasn't it? It may still cost me my ship, but that was damn slick. I am really happy with that tractor cannon. Abusing the tractor cannon. That's all I could really say there. Now it's just not make it be the death of this dang Aurora, shall we? Ooh, that just made my day. Oh god, that was spur of the moment. But let's not get carried away. We're still fighting 6 damn cruisers. And he is upgrading towards lance cannons, and I didn't really see much in torpedoes except for one, so let's be careful. Now, boost on out. I do have a micro warp jump. That may have been a better idea. Let's get turned around, because I am losing my focus horribly too. That's a bit of a problem. More so because, well, we did destroy a second cruiser, so I think I'm okay.
Yes, Commander.
I don't want you flying in asteroid belt, so get moving. Get back together, because this is getting awful now. I think I've spent all my creative energy just in that one false maneuver that I just did. And it may be costing me for the rest of this. Now, where are my Auroras? Okay, they're right there. So we're gonna have to be careful. We can't engage very safely here. He did jump forward. He is gonna hit a stasis bomb, but I don't think I'm gonna get the hit I would like. Torpedoes on the go. This should deal. Ah, dang it! I saw that false maneuver. That was not the case. But that's another cruiser gone. He is micro warp jumping now, so
Until the end.
let's keep these ships alive. Try to anyway. It's gonna be tricky with beacons on me, so
Incoming fire.
bombers, go on in. We'll deal with this one here. Auroras, you get out of place. This is gonna suck hard
Infinity circle.
because I have all my ships being spread out on the damage front. In fact, my Auroras should go after that.
Swiftly.
All right, go boost in.
Acknowledge.
Try and preserve our ships there without flying to the maelstrom, which I'm trying to do here. Oops, I accidentally locked on. I wanted to reload there, so you could tell I am getting thrown off a bit now. But this is definitely a tense match, if nothing else. I just gotta be careful of more boosters.
We ride the solar.
Because this is in a really awkward spot. With that said, it is gonna get out, mind you, but I didn't really put much effort into these torpedoes, though, so I don't think they're actually gonna hit anything. With that said, alright, can we finish the deal? Wait, okay. I was wondering why I was trying to click the move and it was giving me like a confirmation of an attack order, for crying out loud. That I could not explain, but that thing should be dead. Hell, it's already dead because of the fire assault, so let's not have it take the Eclipse with it, please. I think I'll let that warp out. It might be a mistake because it's about to die to like heavy cannons. He's gonna die. I should have canceled the warp, mind you, because the loss of holofield is a big deal. No, not this time. I learned my lesson there. Damn, my hotkeys are really getting messed up. Holy crap. I am not liking this one bit, because that was looking promising. The favors are really a bit of a mess, though, with that all said, but still, it is potential for a real victory there, even though it may have been I could have prevented a lot of losses, a lot more losses than what I could have had there. I don't know what to make of this match. I honestly don't know. I feel like it was going so well at the beginning. Sure, really awkward, mind you, with the tractor cans and me having to get close for torpedoes, but that was still an awkward match. It was going so well. I'm at a loss of words because now I'm trying to retrace my thoughts there. What actually happened? All I remember was the damn clutch play of dodging my own damn torpedoes, using the tractor can's momentum and falls maneuver to kind of get out of the way. This is horrible commentary. I apologize. It was still a victory though. I enjoyed that match. No experience on the Void Stalker, alas, so I could have prevented his death there. A lot of that may have came down to sloppy play there. I should have kept a safer distance maybe. Make it a little bit easier. But I don't want to relegate myself to just kiting all day and using bombers, but I should be punishing him when he's turning away, ideally. Because the Void Stalker is ultimately supposed to be the big bait there, because it's slower and much more fragile to dying because of him able to tractor can it close when I get within a certain range. But I feel like I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I just know that was a damn tense match.